Hey guys, Charlie Gymnazo here. Today we're going to talk about overtraining, what it is, why you should or shouldn't do it. So let's begin. Overtraining, quite literally, is when you train too much, but you have to take into consideration other things than just the exercise. So if you train twice a week but you weren't sleeping, you weren't eating enough food, you could effectively overtrain, because that could lead to injuries and illness because you haven't been resting effectively. The overtraining really is determined by the rest. So with that being said, you could train 7 days a week and not be overtraining. It's all dependent on how you rest and what you do for your training and nutrition. Recovery is key. The muscles are broken down during training and they're built back up during the rest period. So this is when you need to be eating well, sleeping right, and getting the rest in. If you neglect your rest and recovery, this can lead to injuries, and that comes under the umbrella of overtraining. Worse still, you could overload your central nervous system and then get ill as your immunity drops. You have to respect your training, and by doing so, respect the rest periods and how you recover from your training. We've all been there. Your mind is set, you prioritize training, you want to get those results, you want to reach those goals, and you'll do anything it takes to get there. So what do? You train hard, you train every day, you train twice a day, you just go for it. That is commendable, that effort is respectable, but you need to recover. You need to give yourself the rest. The same way you rest between your sets, you need to rest between your training, and you need to rest right. This being said, if you did want to train every day, be selective over what you do. You need a variety of training styles to be the most efficient athlete you want to be. So what I mean by that is, if you want a powerful squat, sure, the majority of the workout is going to involve leg training and squatting, but if your flexibility is lacking, you're limiting yourself into how much muscle you can build in your legs and in your glutes, and you're also limiting that explosive power you can generate at the bottom of the squat because your flexibility is lacking. So dedicate one of your sessions a week more to some stretching, some yoga, some Pilates, something that complements your goals and your training, and also gives you a chance to focus on active rest. Active rest is something I recommend for people who need to stay active every day, every week, want to keep moving, but it's also something that can help in your journey to reach your goals. Active rest can be anything from a few stretches, some light exercise, walking, jogging, something that you don't necessarily do every day, but it's going to have a benefit to your training and your goals. Under the umbrella of rest and recovery comes nutrition. If you're eating well and eating the right calories that you need for your goals, you're going to rest better and you're going to have a less risk of overtraining, because you'll be fueling your muscles for the sessions and for the recovery. This is so key. If you're not eating well, you're going to get injured quicker and you're going to be overtraining a lot sooner. We have to look on the positive side of overtraining, if there is one, and there is. If you want to be the best of the best, if you look at the top athletes, if you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo in football, or you look at Ronnie Coleman in bodybuilding, their training schedules would probably be considered overtraining for us mere mortals. But Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, has dedicated every ounce of his being into being the best. So he would have taken into account rest, nutrition, training variety, active recovery, all these things. And that's why he's playing at the top level into his mid-30s, which is unheard of for a footballer, really. And he's still arguably the GOAT. And then you've got Ronnie, the bodybuilding GOAT, greatest of all time in terms of how many Mr. Olympias he's won. But his strategy was go ham, ain't nothing but a peanut, lightweight baby. What I mean by that, and what he means by that, is you just go and go and go until you are the best. And he was the best. Now he's struggling with severe injuries, multiple surgeries, but he's gone out as the king of the sport. So pros and cons. If you want to be that level, you want to be the best, yeah, you may have to sacrifice certain things, but what I'm telling you, my recommendation is that find your balance, find what works for you, and build on it slowly. And overtraining is something only you can understand once you're really in it, once you're really going for it. Another reason why we shouldn't overtrain is because if you do too much of something, you can get bored of it. And fitness and exercise is something that we should look for longevity, something that we should do into our older years because we can. But if you're overtraining for years, for your younger years, aside from getting injured, you're gonna get bored of it, most likely. And here's the cliche, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Great talking to you today, guys. If you have any advice or tips about what you would consider overtraining or how you can avoid overtraining, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch up with you soon.